Potentially for a division crown.
I think some people underestimate the amount of rivalries in the AL Central. They just say, oh, they're not very good. But the Tigers were a big rival. The Guardians, Indians at the time were a big rival. And who can forget when Ozzie Guillen in 2005 gave the old choke sign to the Guardians mascot? And it's one of those things that is still gets under the skins of people from Cleveland. So it is a major rivalry, and it's fun to play these teams.
The last 5 years, the AL Central champion has averaged between 90 and 91 wins. This is one of the more winnable divisions in baseball, and the Tigers still 3.5 games back and still in the hunt, even after trading away Tarek Skubal to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Twins and Guardians right there neck and neck for both the division and potentially a wild card spot. So we're just about ready for baseball, and it's Anthony Kay. What a reclamation project he has been for the Chicago White Sox. Former Blue Jay, Cub, and Met, who turned his career around after 2 seasons in Japan. What an improvement he's made to his arsenal, and has put together a solid year this year.
Yeah, we're going to see some great stuff today in Anthony Kay. Going to see a great fastball, 96, 97 miles an hour at times, and a great sweeper, sinker, cutter, changeup. We're going to see all that stuff. He's got a great cutter that he's used a lot more lately. That's going to be a key pitch today against this Cleveland Guardians lineup.
And he'll face arguably the hottest hitter in all of baseball over the last 5 weeks. That's Steven Kwan. Did hit his second home run of the season last night, his first since April the 6th. Off we go at 6:32 local time, 17 minutes after scheduled first pitch. If you didn't know, Ozzie Guillen can ham it up and talk it up with the best of them. We'll talk with him later.
Whoever thought giving Ozzie 8 minutes was going to be enough.
Well, and that's when I say sympathize with the pitcher, and I'm like, yeah, you know, you got to be able to go with the flow, but 17 minutes is a bit excessive. That's a lot.
You remember, Wayno, when you were playing and those things were happening, you're like, just hurry this up a little bit.
A little
as
bit.
A player. But when you get out of it, you realize how special it is.
That's right.
And Steven Kwan fouling away a couple of pitches. This has been much more like the Steven Kwan that we've come to know as an all-star twice the last couple of years. Certainly has put together some home run power, 25 combined over his all-star years, but just 2 this year. And he's gotten back to more of that short swing. And of course, that short swing has always made him difficult to strike out. More walks than Ks this season. That is typical of a good Steven Kwan year. Of course, his best value, that glove in both center and in left. There's a 1-2 from Kay, and a chopper hit to second base for Chase Bydroff, and he makes the clean play to retire Steven Kwan.
Great job right there. Ran the sinker in off the plate after a really good breaking ball away to get him back down and away again. He's going to have to move these guys' feet today. He's been using his sinker-cutter combo a lot better the last few weeks. I still think he's trying to figure out exactly who he is after he got back from Japan, but he's a couple of arsenal tweaks away from being a really rock-solid pitcher.
Now faces the new addition, Joe Adell, who came over in a trade from the Los Angeles Angels. The Cleveland home run leader at the deadline was Kyle Manzardo with 13. He got optioned down to AAA. Adell comes in with 16 home runs. 1-1 the count. Of course, he had a career-high 37 for Los Angeles a year ago. Now playing in his 5th game with Cleveland this week. Has never appeared in a playoff game. That's what he's gunning for after coming over to a contender. There's a 1-1 to Adell. He bangs it on the ground to third. Scooped up nicely by Miguel Vargas, a first-time All-Star. There are 2 down. So some of those ground ball arsenal adjustments for Anthony Kay. He's become more of a ground ball guy, and in his last start, he was very ground ball heavy in 6 1/3 of scoreless baseball in Tampa.
And that's who he was when he had success in Japan. He set the all-time record for the team that he played with in Japan with a 1.74 ERA. Keeps the ball on the ground. He's going to be in great shape today.
So 2 up and 2 down for Chase DeLauder, and the DH ropes one on the first pitch into center, and the first hit of the game is a 2-out single for the rookie Chase DeLauder, playing his 100th game this season. Of course, made his major league debut in the postseason against Detroit last year.
What a find he's been for the Guardians. Without him and his defense and his offense, who knows where they'd be. But a guy that never played in a big league game until the postseason, and the first fly ball he got hit to him.
Yep.
He lost in the sun.
Lost in the sun.
Oh.
Made up for it later in the series. Here is a nice breaking ball from Kay into Angel Martinez, who hit his career-high 12th home run yesterday. That grand slam off of Sandlin. Interesting game yesterday with Noah Schultz having to leave in the first inning. David Sandlin came in and went 5 1/3 to help save the bullpen. Of course, what's your reward for that? Schultz and Sandlin both optioned down to AAA to bring up a couple of top prospects for the White Sox bullpen. So Martinez is hitting cleanup today. Again, no Jose Ramirez in the lineup as he continues to deal with that sore left wrist and hand. He's been on the bench for a few games this week. Kay looks at DeLauder. Now comes home and strikes out Martinez to finish off the inning, leaving a man stranded on base. So the White Sox come to bat in the bottom of the first. In honor of Guillen. Starting lineup sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods for the home team. They switch it up facing a right-hander tonight, so the lefty rookie Sam Antonacci back at the top. Murakami playing first. Vargas, an all-star, hitting third. Montgomery, part of that trio of boppers. Benintendi's back in the lineup. Montgomery's a rookie. Peters is in his rookie season. Meidroth is a young player who had a solid week in Boston, and then they rounded out with their catcher Drew Romo. Gavin Williams is in one of the best stretches of any pitcher you will see right now. The last 5 double-digit strikeouts and 1 walk or less. Sam Antonacci fouls one back.
And speaking of stuff, we're going to see a lot of really nasty sweepers. One of the best sweepers in all of baseball. Upper 90s fastball, the four-seamer, a really good curveball, and a developing sinker that is a great pitch for him and has really changed his repertoire.
Antonacci waits for an 0-1 and takes a breaking ball high. Williams, really the only mark against him this year. He's had a tendency to give up the long ball. He's given up 21 of those in 139 innings. Other than that, it's been a very strong year for Williams. He jams Antonacci on a roller to short to Brian Rocchio. A little bit of a wide throw, but Reese Hoskins lunges out for the out. Let's dive in a little deeper on Gavin Williams, who had a breakout year last year.
Yeah, so far this year, he's actually been better against lefties than he has against righties. His sweeper that he's really, this has changed. I mean, his sweeper is different because it doesn't have so much horizontal, but it's really late, and it just eats up those lefties inside. But he ditched that changeup for his sinker. Now he's throwing that changeup 15% greater than he did the changeup before. So that sinker, he's able to run it in on the righties, away from the lefties. It gets him off that great sweeper. It's just a really good combination.
He's facing Munetaka Murakami, an American League Rookie of the Year candidate. And that's a pitch that Murakami has some struggles with. The fastball catching up to 99 is difficult, but he has put himself into the Rookie of the Year conversation with a fantastic first season in Major League Baseball. There's that nice sweeper that rolls back over the plate for a strike on Murakami, 2-time Central League MVP in Japan. 26-year-old rookie. He was the Rookie of the Month in May in the American League, but he dealt with a hamstring issue, came back right before the All-Star break, and was named an All-Star replacement. There's a 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
Murakami leads all of Major League Baseball when he plays in hard hit percentage. What does that mean? Yes, he swings and misses a lot, but when he hits the ball, it is hit hard.
Right around half of his hits against fastballs are home runs. That breaking ball, he's been using that in the first couple of batters, and Williams gets his first strikeout in what has been a very common occurrence as of late for Gavin Williams.
That's that great sweeper that he's developed. It's actually the pitch that he throws the most of his repertoire. But it's 89. You see how short it is. Most of today's sweepers have so much horizontal movement. His just, it's real short, it's real late, it comes out like his heater and then just dives.
There's another first-time All-Star, Miguel Vargas, with a 24 home run campaign, obviously a career high. This guy got traded in July of 2024 from the Dodgers, who would go on to win the World Series, to the White Sox, who were in the midst of a 124-loss season. And now, a couple of summers later, Vargas has been a very important corner infielder and bat. The guy who's put together a great slugging campaign. See what he's done extra base hit-wise. Another guy who, when he makes contact, does a lot of damage. There's a 2-0 pitch from Williams, and he gets back in the count with a nice fastball.
Vargas was always a prospect with the Dodgers. They loved him because of his patience and his swing decisions. He was just having a hard time getting hits. Now he's come over to the White Sox, got a long runway to play, and you see what he's capable of.
Oof, another nasty breaking ball, this time the curve for a strike. Vargas has cut his chase rate down significantly. The way Williams has been missing bats lately, that might be a tougher task tonight for Miguel Vargas. Williams coming off an outstanding start against Arizona, where he retired the first 15 batters he faced. Vargas stays alive, fouling back a fastball. Of course, that was a game where Tim Tawa showed bunt, got into the whole unwritten rules conversation, as Arizona's in the midst of a playoff chase as well, trying to do whatever they could to get on base against Williams, who had him shut down for the most part. Breaking ball, and Vargas fights it off to stay alive.
I don't know what you thought. I mean, it was the 6th inning. I don't know if that's eye raising just yet.
And it was 2-0, right?
Yeah, it's a close game.
Yeah, if it's the 9th with an out or something, I don't know. That guy's he lays the bunt down routinely, so that's part of his game. I didn't mind it.
I always thought it was the 7th, from the 7th on, especially if you could be the tying run, get the tying run to the plate. I didn't think it was that. Listen, everyone has their own ideas of unwritten rules, but I think for me, it was always the 7th on. If you're in the 7th on.
Also, if it's 2-0, that's totally different than 8-0. I mean, like 8-0, you lay the bunt down. That's maybe, yeah. I'm not happy about it, maybe, but 2-0, get on base. Just do what you do, right? Try to win the game.
And Tim Tawa's a bunter. Like he's a bat control guy. Like, it wasn't shocking. All that being said, Williams was fantastic. Vargas has been good in this at bat, and he swings through foul tips, held on to by Hedges. 101. Williams and Vargas have had a couple of good battles this season. There was another one, 9 pitches.
This is Zach.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Well, just chalk up this idea to another one of the unique ideas brought up by the great Bill Veeck. 50 years ago was the first time the White Sox wore shorts, and that was the last time the White Sox wore shorts, of course.
The players had a mini revolt after that because the guys who had to slide leg got
bloodied up.
Yeah. Strawberry, raspberry, whatever you want to call it, looked like ground beef.
Yep.
Great quad definition.
You have to wear the shorts, I would think. Rhys Hoskins out in front of that breaking ball, and it's 1-1. The veteran right-hander. You better fill him out, man, if you're going to wear them.
He didn't want to slide, but he propped him up a little bit to show those quads off, didn't he?
Ball at a strike on Hoskins, and there's a mix-up of good stuff from Anthony Kay. So the breaking ball and then the fastball coming back, a little cut action at 93.
That's that cutter. It's 92, 93 miles an hour. It is a weapon.
Couple of veteran guys as Hoskins is out in front, ropes it foul.
What that does, though, look, I mean, it just opens up the entire outside half of the plate. Once you get a guy spinning, pulling balls foul, doesn't it, AJ?
It does, 100%. And Kay has the ability to also throw a little sinker, throw a little changeup away, and Rhys Hoskins is vulnerable over there.
Hoskins, 33 years of age, signed a minor league deal with Cleveland this offseason and then made the opening day roster. For 7 years with the Phillies, had that ACL tear in 2023. Spent the last couple of years playing important baseball with the Milwaukee Brewers up I-94. And he runs the count full, laying off a fastball.
After you've thrown 2 balls in like that, he pulls it way foul. He didn't have to throw that changeup in the dirt. He could have thrown that changeup, and I'm not saying he was trying to, but he spots a fastball out there. He spots a changeup for a strike out there. He takes it. He probably looked like it was 3 feet outside.
For sure. Anytime as a hitter, when they can get you sped up like that, cutters in, Like Hoskins in the next one pulled it foul. That shows you what he's looking for. No hitter likes to get jammed.
There's a payoff pitch from Kay, and it's fouled. Anthony Kay, quite the reclamation project, Ken Rosenthal, after a couple of years overseas.
Adam, he told me the biggest thing that changed for him in Japan was his development of a two-seam fastball. He talked about the pitch with other foreigners on the team, and he admired how his Japanese teammates pitched deep into games. The Yokohama Bay Stars' best pitcher at the time was Katsuki Azuma, and he was one of Kay's inspirations. Azuma is just 5'7", 167, and he throws 88 miles per hour, but he routinely goes 7 innings. Kay wanted to be that kind of guy.
He got his first major league win in 5 years this past April. Hadn't had one since 2021 with the Blue Jays. And he's put together an 8-win campaign with an ERA of 4, which is a little bit better than league average for starting pitchers. There's the switch hitting shortstop Brian Rocchio. And he cranks one out to center field for Tristan Peters. Tampa Bay Ray makes the catch. Back to first base goes Hoskins, who had a good plate appearance to draw the walk. He's back to first, 1 down.
By the way, Tristan Peters, not only was he a former Tampa Bay Ray, he was a former teammate of Waino and I on the Savannah Bananas.
2021, not directly playing with you.
No.
All 3 of you are now alums of the Savannah Bananas, is what you're saying. That was still when it was a collegiate wood bat league. Unique run for Travis Bazzana, the former #1 pick, swings at the first pitch and cranks it into center on a line drive. First to third going is Hoskins, and he's in safely. #1 pick, who is getting some more opportunities against left-handed pitching. He goes right after the first K offering.
Best pitch left on left, I always thought, was that first pitch. They're trying to jump ahead. They won't very rarely throw you a first pitch slider. Jump on it. Travis Bazzana, he does it right there, and then Rhys Hoskins rolls into third base, first to third.
Well, Cleveland threatening. Bazzana, the Aussie, is at first base. Hoskins at third, and here is Austin Hedges, who's having the best offensive season in his 12 years in the big leagues. And he shows bunt, puts it down. Hoskins halfway between the bag. Kay throws home. The throw back behind Hoskins. Tag applied by Vargas. The call is safe. And immediately Vargas looked into the dugout at Will Venable, who's going to challenge this call.
I think he got him.
Yeah, he looked out from up here.
He goes in slide, and I think he's probably safe.
Drew Romo is the catcher today. Kay was going home as a safety play to make sure that Hoskins was going to be in a rundown. Romo went right back behind him.
Is safe. Chicago's challenging.
Well, if he tagged him right there, he's out. And it was actually really good base running originally from Hoskins, reading the bunt, knowing he was going to be thrown out at the plate, and he just didn't get back in time. He did try to come way inside and affect the throw, but he just didn't get back. And if he slides, he's probably safe.
And actually, if in this rare occurrence, if Hoskins stays in line instead of maybe taking that slight step inside, he may have avoided Vargas and maybe not slowed down a little bit. You said it, he didn't get back in time.
Be a great play, a fake safety squeeze. Pitcher comes home, now you got bases loaded.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
Yeah, he saw
Runners
it
out.
safe.
Chicago retain their challenge.
Victorious challenge for Will Venable, Miguel Vargas, and the White Sox. That is a key second out to cut down Hoskins. Romo with a heads-up throw. It goes 1-2-5 on the put-out of Hoskins at third.
Well, they tried the old safety squeeze. Hoskins reads it perfectly. He just didn't get back in time. That's it. He went from great base running to, oh no, I'm out.
Bazzana goes to second. Here is the rookie Angel Hinao. And that one gets away from Romo, but he's able to flag it down before any movement from Bazzana at second. Here's the whole play. Kay with the bare hand flipping home. Would have been an interesting play had Hoskins kept coming home.
Best athletes on the field, you know.
Well, pitchers in spring training have to practice that 5,000 times to get it right once.
That's a fact.
They only happen once a season. That might have been the only time for Kay. Here's he now, ahead in the count 1-0. 22-year-old from the Dominican Republic, playing in just his 4th major league game. Signed 5 years ago by the Guardians, a top 15 major league prospect when he got called up. Can play all 3 infield spots. He was crushing at AAA Columbus. Has 5 hits. 4 of them came in his debut at the big league level. First ever Cleveland player to have 4 hits in his debut. That was Wednesday against the New York Mets. And with Ramirez still dealing with that wrist issue, he now is suddenly a very important piece, along with some of the flexibility players that Stephen Vogt has to work with. There's a 2-1. That one inside, got a piece of him. Appeal down to first. It's going to be no swing, according to Alex Tosi, so it's going to be a hit by pitch. And he now will take first base. That'll load him up with 2 down and back to the top of the order for Cleveland.
There's that big cutter. He just buried it a little too much.
This has been a problem for Anthony Kay. That is his major league leading 21st hit batter this year.
Wow, that is so many. And usually it's that sweeper. They get to the back foot, back leg. But that's that good cutter. He just tried to bury it in there too much. But back to that safety squeeze real quick. AJ, I want to hear your perspective on that. I mean, bunting it to first base like that, you almost never see the out at home right there.
You can't. It's
almost
impossible.
Always safe. I think if Reese tracks down the line a little bit farther originally, he's going to be safe standing up in that situation.
Well, no, because if the pitcher fields it, then you have to stop. That's why he did it right, because he was going to be out. If you watch this live, first of all, Reese isn't that fleet of foot, but if he keeps going, he's out with the throw. So I actually thought I actually thought that was the right read, because you're told as the base runner at third, see it past the pitcher to the first baseman, and it didn't get past the pitcher. So again, you have to remember, Reese, he's not fast.
No, yeah. That's why I wanted him to cheat down the line a little bit more. Even if it gets at all to the first base side, usually you see that safe at home.
Yeah, but you don't want to give it away also.
Yeah.
And maybe Hudges did that on his own.
Yeah,
maybe
that's good.
Reese didn't know either.
Well, now Stephen Kwan with the bases loaded. Nice breaking ball through the front door for a strike against the lefty Kwan. Bazana's at third. He's singled with 1 out. Hedges on a fielder's choice reached. He's at second. He now was hit by a pitch. He's at first. Kay trying to wiggle his way off the hook here in the 2nd inning. Close pitch. It's going to be challenged by the catcher, Romo.
Ball, catcher's challenging.
White Sox and Guardians, neither team has been particularly good on ABS challenges this year. This one is going to go the Sox way. It's a good one by
overturned
Romo.
and a strike. Chicago has
I like
2
that
challenges
challenge
remaining.
too. That's a huge count. Those swing counts right now, 1-2 instead of 2-1. Bases loaded right here. What a huge difference. Pitcher's command is so much better here.
We talk about high leverage situation. This is certainly feeling like one, despite it being the 2nd inning. One of the best hitters for Cleveland up with the bases loaded. Oh-2 to Kwan. Goes down swinging, and Anthony Kay gets out of it. Leaves him loaded in the 2nd. Trade deadline sale is here, now available for $34.99 through August the 9th, end of the weekend. Blackout and other restrictions apply. MLB.tv for details. Gavin Williams back to work. Guardians have already stranded 4 on offense. Now Williams faces Colson Montgomery, shortstop who's got 25 home runs this year, only hitting .214. A reverse split guy. As a left-hander, he actually hits lefties way better than right-handers, but right now he is limping severely after fouling that off the leg there.
His back knee.
Oh, yeah. Man.
God. That one hurts.
The spin, man, from Williams, and then just goes right into the leg, that back leg of Montgomery.
Right there above the knee. That's where those UFC fighters attack, that just takes your legs out completely.
Or where you might have worn shorts one time if you were a Major League Baseball player a half a century ago, but uncovered by those
nice
shorts.
welt.
Ow. I've done that so many times. Ow. Back knee is the worst, because you don't expect the back knee. He's got the shin guard on. When you hit the back knee, it jolts you.
Yeah. We'll give Colson Montgomery a moment here to walk it off. We'll remind you that next Saturday night, Baseball Night in America continues. 2 of the best in the National League. We talked about it. The Brewers and the Dodgers will headline our triple header of regional coverage. Diamondbacks and Braves, Red Sox and Pirates. And all of those teams still somehow in the mix other than the Pirates. And the MVP race in the National League Seemingly coming down to these two, Ohtani and PCA. Cubs swept the Dodgers, part of their 7-game losing streak that they're riding, entering action tonight against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Cubs, on the other hand, with that sweep, have now won 5 straight as they try to close the gap between themselves and the Brewers in the National League Central. So Montgomery, after fouling that off of his back leg, will climb back in, down 0-2 in the count. We're in that legendary number 12. Did that come off as sarcastically as I wanted it? Montgomery goes down swinging, and Williams with another strikeout. He's got 3 straight outs recorded via the K.
Filthy pitch right here. And by the way, Adam, Tim Anderson wore 12 too, so don't forget about that.
I just happen to be focused on the guy next to me.
Oh, that is filthy right there. You just foul a pitch off your back, and you go right back in there.
Yep.
Make him make a quick decision.
Williams just looks locked in, 4 up and 4 down to start the night, and he goes right after Benintendi with another fastball and gets a swing and miss.
And by the way, the score in the bunt game was 5-0. So
it was 5-0. All right.
Yeah. So we apologize.
5-0.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then maybe a little different.
I started something wrong then. That's my fault.
That's okay.
Benintendi takes a breaking ball and sends it into the gap for the first White Sox base hit. Quickly over to cut it off is Joe Adell. You got some good defenders out there for the Guardians in the outfield. Adell got to it fast, and he holds Benintendi to a well-struck single. Benintendi, the lefty, playing in a platoon now with Randall Grichuk, the right-hander, but having a above-average offensive season. He's got a single here in the second. He's aboard for the switch-hitting rookie Braden Montgomery, who hit one of 2 solo homers for the White Sox last night. He and Murakami each with a solo shot off of Parker Messick, who put together another fantastic start for the Cleveland Guardian rotation. He went 7 strong innings with 8 strikeouts. The Guardians continue to just have long outing after long outing. They're second in baseball in innings thrown by their rotation. There's a nice pitch. Another good breaking ball. He is mixing all of his stuff in the early going well, Gavin Williams.
I just love what I've seen so far. I mean, we've seen the good 97-mile-an-hour fastball. We've seen big curveballs like this, a great sweeper. But when he needed it in a big long at-bat, 9-pitch at-bat, he reached back and got 101. I mean, this guy is the total package.
One on, one out in a scoreless second. And a breaking ball down around the shoe tops, 1-2. We showed this to you earlier, and this is the breakdown of strikeouts to walks over the last 5 starts. Again, only Clayton Kershaw and Chris Sale have put together stretches like this in Major League history, along with Gavin Williams. Kershaw did it 6 straight. Sale and Williams have done it 5 straight. Good take by Braden Montgomery to even the count at 2-2. Montgomery now 4 home runs in his first 48 Major League games. Hit a walk-off home run in his Major League debut in this park against the Atlanta Braves in June. Foul back, and it's still 2-2 on Montgomery. There's a hundo from Williams.
Anytime he needs it, it looks like he can just reach back and grab triple digits. That is a nice thing to have in your back pocket.
This guy touched 101, 102 almost in his minor league career, and obviously can do that when he needs to at this level. Now, it floated a little high on the curve. It looked like he had the grip he wanted to. It runs it full. Braden Montgomery, one of the last pieces of that Garrett Crochet trade. 4 prospects have all now played at the big league level from that trade from Boston. Check over to first, and back in safely is Benintendi. Not a base stealing threat, but trying to keep him close. Infield playing a shade to pull at double play depth for this payoff pitch. Breaking ball just missed. Couple of good takes in that at bat from the rookie. And now 2 on with 1 out for Chicago.
See Gavin there, he's shaking his head like, all right, I made the pitch I wanted to, but tip my hat because you took it. It was a great pitch and even better take.
Yeah, the rarest of rare this year. A walk as of late issued. So now 2 aboard for Tristan Peters. There's a nice fastball for a strike at 99, top of the zone. Peters played 4 games with Tampa Bay last year. He's been traded a bunch of times, including to the White Sox, and had a really good first half, hit 300 and made the All-Star team. He has really scuffled since the All-Star break. He sends a fly ball foul. It's 0-2. He's hitting 100 basically since the All-Star break. You mentioned it, a former Savannah Banana, but that was in 2021 when the Bananas were still a collegiate wood bat league as well. Unlike what they've done these last several years, being the entertainment product that they are. And of course, these two guys next to me have played for the Bananas. That might have busted a banana, that fastball. 100 miles an hour in on the hands. I imagine Tristan's hands might be stinging a little bit from that one.
When you're a Savannah Banana and an All-Star, pitchers take a little more focus on you, Wayno, isn't that right?
That's right.
He's not wearing the stilts right now. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2. Yeah, first ever former Savannah Banana in any capacity to become a Major League All-Star.
So he'll double up his breaking balls right here. He went the fastball in, then he just dropped that big curveball. Sometimes he'll throw that tight sweeper right after that. See if he comes back with that here.
On this 1-2 pitch, breaking ball and drops low. So you see the White Sox in the bottom half of their order trying to be very patient with Gavin Williams and get him a little further into the pitch count.
They're doing a nice job with their takes. That's what's been most impressive to me is the White Sox takes, especially on some of these breaking balls that are so close, like the 3-2 pitch that he walked Braden Montgomery with.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Peters. Fastball froze him. Now it's going to be a challenge from Peters here.
Call on the field with strike. The hitter's challenging.
It's really close.
ABS challenge. And it is
Ball's
ball
overturned. The ball.
3.
Chicago has 2 challenges remaining.
What is that margin?
Wow,
oh
less than a tenth of an inch.
I don't know if I've ever seen one that close. Woo. Well, he clearly knew that was up, AJ.
Well, that's the old flip of a coin one. We're just hoping we're not punched out. And he got it right, so he knew.
So the White Sox in the field and at the plate have won a challenge. Still have 2 with which to work. A payoff pitch with 2 on and 1 out in the second to Tristan Peters. And he gets jammed, rolls 1-2 second. Tough play for Bazana. Had to hurry and got it over to Hoskins for the out. 2 down, 2 in scoring position now as Benintendi and Montgomery move up 90 feet. And that'll bring up Chase Mydra.
I got an interesting question for you here, Wayno. Second and third, 2 outs here. Chase Mydra is a pretty good hitter. Hitting behind him is Drew Romo, who is not a very good hitter. Would you just say, I'm going to throw you 4 breaking balls in the dirt and take my chance with the next guy, or are you going to try and challenge him?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think you know you have that base open, but also Gavin is so confident in his stuff right now. He's probably going to go after him, but he knows who's on deck. It's a great question.
So it's like some cushion for you as a pitcher, knowing that you've got that base open.
He's also got that record going, though. Does he want 6 games in a row?
That's right. Foul back by Mydroth at 101. Yeah. What did you say earlier, AJ? Just whenever he feels like he could just rear back for 101.
And by the way, he's not thinking about that record, but
no.
Yeah,
well, fine. He's not going to go at him with his 97. He's going to go at him with his 101.
Yeah, that's just like that. Mydroth hit a couple of tanks, though, in Boston towards the Monster on Thursday. There's a 1-1 breaking ball, and he fouls it into the White Sox dugout. 1-2 the count. So he's a little out in front of that one after 101. Then he gets the breaking ball.
Well, and if there's anything that Gavin is susceptible to, it's the long ball. And it's usually that same breaking ball we just saw right there, a curveball or a sweeper that he leaves inside to the right-handers. I bet you if he throw that again, it's in the other batter's box.
There you go.
There it is.
Mydroth another take at the bottom of this order.
101 away right here. What do you think?
Yeah. 101 away is always a good pitch.
Not ever a bad idea.
2-2 delivery from Williams, reaching out, grounding into third, picked up by Hinao across the diamond, and Williams leaves a couple of Sox stranded. Still scoreless. A pretty special moment for the Venezuelan-born shortstop who became a World Series winning manager, Ozzie Guillen, who has made Chicago his home over the last 4 decades. He's been a beloved figure in this city, continues to work on television here in Chicago. Had a lot of battles with Cleveland over his career, both as a player and as a manager. And Ozzie Guillen kind enough to join us in the broadcast booth. As Joe Adell is saying Anthony Kay, it's 1-1 here in the third in a scoreless game.
Thank God you see this guy sitting next to me. I know how to face it.
You can keep your back to AJ over there if you want to. I'm sure it's not the first time you've done that in your time with AJ before, but thanks for taking the time with us in the booth, Ozzie. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, especially, you know, we work together in the same place and all this stuff. Thank you to do late show with us. It was outstanding. You know what I mean? Just thank you for having me here.
Yeah, of course. It's always a blast to get a chance to check in with you and Chuck, but you went through the whole ceremony. You got to give your speech. Your family's there. Your former teammates, your former players are there. So after all of that, after all the buildup, and after actually getting a chance to execute it, how do you feel? What is the prevailing thought in your mind?
I feel relaxed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's funny because I told my wife, how could I be nervous when I play with Pack House? I'm managing Pack House, World Series, playoff, play and managing. You know what I mean, argument with umpire, fight with the players. Other son, working the mic every night. Other son, it's a different scenario.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's a different moment, different time. But I thank God, you know what I mean, everything went well. One thing that happened to me is like I write in Spanish. All the thing I want to say, I write in Spanish. I say to my wife, my kids say, can you translate that, put it in English, I can read it. When I read, I say, I don't say any of this. He was everything like awkward, you know what I mean? Like awkward what I was saying, and my wife said, oh, okay, let's clean it up. Then we keep the same way, but I had to read it like 30 times. We continue to read. I said, I don't know how to read English, bro. That's hard for me to do it, but I thank God everything well. My family was there, thank you. And then I think my players, my teammates, the guys show up, man. It was an outstanding moment.
Chase DeLauder swings in, fouls one on the ground. I'm going to ask you one more question before I let these guys kind of handle it. We're seeing the White Sox and Cleveland, 2 teams that are relevant together at the same time for the first time in about 5-6 years. Give me a sense of what you remember from this matchup, this rivalry between Cleveland and Chicago, both as a player and as a manager.
As a player, it was crazy, man. You know, you look at the Cleveland team, we loved them, and Vizquel and other some of my air guys, you know, unbelievable ball club. Now it's a manager. It was easy because I had the ammunition to beat them. And I remember in 2005, we run to a very little bit of trouble when we played together against them, and we beat them. But right now, I think it's the young players. You know what I mean? It's a different baseball. I think it's right now, this division is there to grab. I know the White Sox are first place, but they got to play another, you know what I mean, how they going to show up to face that. They don't have the experience. It's easy when say you got the experience, say, here we go. And I hope they have the experience they have help you.
Pitcher has to cover. Kay hustling over. DeLauder is out.
Great play.
Great play.
Alex Tosi, the first base umpire, had the call. That one was squirting through the right side, and a very impressive play.
Great throw by the second baseman, and great job of the pitcher to find the base and catch the ball at the same time and worry about that runner. He's coming down on you.
Why is the runner, DeLauder, oh no, I don't want to touch the pitcher. Get in his way.
Nobody played a game like you, AJ. Come on. This is 2026. The 1980s and 90s over with. You know, it's funny. A couple of days ago, they played in Boston, and Antonacci just elbowed Contreras.
William Contreras. Yeah,
And,
Contreras.
And I think, I don't know, to keep Ryan pitching.
Yep.
He hit him. First pitch, hit him. And I applaud them. I said, like, when I go in the show, I say, yes, this is baseball. I don't know if you did it on purpose, no, but you have to respect the game.
Antonacci and Contreras almost like a chicken wing.
Yeah, it's like,
over there.
Well, Antonacci was playing with the wrong guy.
Yeah. Contreras is not the guy that you want to go after. I don't think the Red Sox are a team you want to go after right now either, as they were 31-36 coming into action.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable how the team played. Everything, when they face the White Sox, everything happened good for them.
Angel Martinez out to center. That's going to fall in front of Peters for a base hit. A 2-out knock for Martinez.
You talked about the rivalry. Why don't you show all those Cleveland fans what you thought about them in 2005 when you did the...
You know what I hate? People thought it was with the fans. It was with the mascot, Slider. Slider was
mascot.
Slider catching strays over there.
No, besides that, I'm sitting there watching the game. It's all over me, And we need a win. You know, we already clinched. And they need to win one game or Boston win one, either one.
Yep.
The sooner they win one game, Boston's out. It happened opposite. They lose all 3 games against us. And I remember Slide go, Ozzy, come on, man. We need to win. And after that, we come down. And I went like
There it is, look. Oh.
Yeah, and I went like these 2 right there. Right? And everybody in Cleveland, oh, come on, you don't respect the game. You know what? I turned around and said, you know what? If I did it to you guys, what you guys going to do about it? But the thing is, the thing is, I grew up big league players. I grew up with very, very professional guys. I'm not going to respect the fans with no reason. And they got me so upset. I said, you know what? Yes, I did it. And what happened? What you going to do about it? When, you guys don't like it, well, sorry. You guys choke for real. Yes, you are choke.
Just one of the chapters of the rivalries you talked about.
Besides that, you know the funny thing about this?
Throw down to second. Romo cuts down Martinez. Meidroth with the tag. Couple of nice defensive plays in that half inning from the White Sox. You got another half inning in you, Ozzy?
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Why not?
National TV, yeah.
We'll let AJ razzle you a little bit in the next half inning as we see some of the images of Ozzy as a player and as a manager.
Will Venable. Will, you've run Gavin Williams' pitch count to 41 through 2 innings. What did you tell your hitters today about how to approach him?
Yeah, well, you got to solve for a bunch of different stuff with him. He's got an elite fastball and really good spin, so you got to try and cover both. It's really hard, so really just a day where you just got to grind it.
White Sox retired Ozzie Guillen's number before the game. They were honoring a great chapter in their history. You're trying to start another great chapter. What was it like for you watching that ceremony?
Oh, it was awesome. Obviously Ozzy means so much to this organization. He's accomplished so much. You go through those videos and all the things that he's done, and obviously means so much. Really cool to see.
Will, thanks a lot. Ozzy, you could have handled that, man.
You could have handled that in-game interview now.
Yeah, but that's easier. Right now, you got to talk about it. It's just kind of hard, you know what I mean? Especially like that time, I got to give, you know what I mean? I got to give Will a million. Because he's doing tremendous. Not because they are in first place. Not. The way they handle all those games they played, like they lose last year, the way they handle the players, how ready they was to impact it, and especially, you know what I mean, deal with this. He never thought they're going to be in this situation in this month. They're like, okay, we're going to lose another 100 games. All the son, this kid turn around. I got to give him a lot of credit. And I told every night, how good the job he's been doing with this group of kids.
Toughest thing to do as a manager when you get to this point of the season, maybe you have a younger team. How do you keep them on track as you get into what is going to be a grinded out 40 to 45 games for these
they got, well, they I don't want them to make the excuse like we're not supposed to be here. They got to continue because they know they do not do anything yet.
Yep.
We just play good baseball, exciting baseball. But you don't make it, it's like, oh, well, good season, too bad. I think right now they got a big opportunity to do it. I got lucky because I got good players, grounding players. We don't have superstars, but we have unbelievable group with AJ, PK, JD. We have guys. I sit there like, okay, guys, go do your job. And obviously make it easy for me because they control their own self. They just play the game the way they should be playing. If you do something wrong, they will tell you. I don't have to go to you. And to me, it was a very, very easy place to manage at the ball club.
Hey, what do you keep showing your name? What's that little thing over the E? What's that called?
That's a Latino thing. You gotta. I remember I only have 6 rays.
Murakami to right. This is playable, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. Tossed by Gavin Williams. Ozzy, we really appreciate the time, my friend.
Love you, brother.
After your wife.
All the best to you. 2005 World Series winning manager, and now cemented in White Sox lore as his number 13 was retired today. A lot of battles between he.
If you could ask.
He'll lead things off in the middle innings against Anthony Kay. He was at the plate when Angel Martinez was cut down trying to steal second in a good defensive inning for Chicago. Hoskins a walk his first time up. He got caught between home and third on a bunt back in the second. He swings and skies one on the infield for the second baseman Meidroth, who's made a couple of good defensive plays in the first few innings. So now we get to settle into this game where Kay and Williams have tossed a couple of 3-inning scoreless stretches against one another. Brian Rocchio to the plate for Cleveland. Appreciate Ozzie Guillen taking some time with us in the booth. Rocchio takes a nice breaking ball strike. Been really impressed with Kay and Williams thus far. Obviously, the zeros on the board indicate their prowess in the early going.
Yeah, two great arms out there, but they're controlling the strike zone. They're controlling the counts. Last inning, Williams was able to get back into the good pitch count. The quick inning.
Rocchio fouls one at the plate off of his foot. Nothing in two the count on the guy who's having a career offensive season, but has really slowed down since the All-Star break too, hitting under $170 since the break. Still has a career best average of over 250. Career best in homers and RBIs and steals. He's already hit a walk-off home run against the White Sox this year. These two teams, up until last night when the Guardians won 8-2, they had played 7 games. 6 of them had been decided by 1 run and the other had been decided by 2. Here's an 0-2, 1-2.
So they're evenly matched.
They have been so far up until last night. It was 29-27 in scoring in favor of the White Sox until the 8-2 Cleveland victory last night. Guardians have had 2 walk-offs. The White Sox have had 1. For two teams that have played a lot of close games overall this season. Peters coming on. He will not get there. And another well-struck single. So Martinez with 1. Now Rocchio with a 1-out knock here in the 4th.
This is a really nice play here by Tristan Peters. This ball smoked off Rocchio's bat. He was gonna dive for this ball. Peters in center field. First of all, here's the pitch. It's just a little ball up, and Rocchio smokes it. But Peters was gonna dive. If he dives for this ball right here and it gets by him, that could be an inside the park home run. So he wisely pulls up. Right there, he's thinking about diving. Wisely pulls up, holds him to a single. Smart play.
4 hits, 4 singles, 1 in each inning so far for Cleveland. And now Travis Bazzana will take ball 1. Made his debut in late April after he was the #1 pick in 2024 and was named an All-Star as a rookie. Still learning how to hit left-handed pitching. Obviously, that's something that every rookie has to learn at this level, but he's had some really nice moments. Just the 2nd ever Australian-born Major League All-Star. The other, Dave Nielsen for the Milwaukee Brewers in the late 1990s. 2-0. 3-0 to the former high school cricket player in Australia.
Green light him here or no? No. Left on left.
Yeah, I like it.
One shot, you're going to get a heater, right?
I like it.
Try to get him a little confidence against the lefty.
Well, he had to hit his first at bat on a heater.
There's a 3-0. He'll take all the way. It's a strike.
No chance he was swinging.
That would have been a good one to swing at, though.
Yeah.
Fastball a little up, right?
I like that play there. 0-0. He's got a hit. You know you're going to get a fastball. What you want to avoid is him having to hit a sweeper.
Yeah.
Romo sets up outside. Bazzana hits one hard to center, but this is playable for Peters back near the wall. And tagging from first base is Rocchio. He takes off and he takes second. With that fly ball hit as deep as it was, heads up base running by Brian Rocchio.
Love this base running.
That's not an easy read off the bat. He went right back to first and was ready to go on the catch.
I love it. Give Sandy Alomar Jr., their first base coach, credit. I'm sure he was yelling, tag, tag, tag. As soon as you see Peters is catching this ball and he doesn't get his feet set right away, that is a go, especially with someone with Rocchio's speed. He makes it easy. Now he's in scoring position.
Said it. It's been a career year for Rocchio to use his legs to get some steals. He uses them there to get into scoring position for Austin Hedges, who laid down that bunt that found Hoskins caught at third base. Half swing and miss, 0-1 on the Cleveland catcher. A career 190 hitter is hitting over 270 this year. He is one of the key voices, one of the veteran voices in that Cleveland clubhouse for a lot of young players. Skips in there, knocked down by Romo.
That's a pitch right there for Anthony Kay, that if he can harness that changeup, it's got great depth. It's got 5 more inches of vertical drop than most changeups. It's a great pitch for him if he can learn how to control it in the strike zone. It's just, he just doesn't use it right now. But I think as he matures as a pitcher, I think he'll learn how to use that. It is a weapon. It could be a weapon, I should say.
bottom of the zone on that change. That
There it is.
floated right to the right spot.
Yeah, with such a great fastball as he has, and great breaking ball, something that goes away from him that looks like his sinker, but it's not. I mean, it would open up a whole different world for his repertoire, I think.
2 strikes on Hedges with a man in scoring position. And he bangs it on the ground with a high hop to Montgomery at short. And Kay has left another man stranded. 5 left on base. First 4 trips to the plate for Cleveland.
Scoreless game here with Guardians manager Stephen Vogt. Stephen, Gavin Williams back on the mound. What has stood out to you about his outing so far?
I mean, just he's attacking the zone. I mean, they're making him work a little bit. You know, he got into a little bit of trouble there in the second, but he's being efficient. He's getting outs quickly and doing what he's been doing for a while now.
How did you view the play in the second inning when Rhys Hoskins was thrown out trying to get back to third base?
Yeah, I think, you know, it was a good read on Rhys's part. The bunt wasn't quite enough to the first baseline, so he tried to get back. Really good play by Romo to make a good throw there. You know, it was a play that we just didn't execute perfectly.
Stephen, thanks a lot. Adam, back to you.
Thanks so much, Kenny. We appreciate both managers taking some time with Ken on our broadcast tonight as Miguel Vargas skies a 2-0 pitch. That fastball on the infield. It is the first baseman Hoskins who squeezes it. Our good hands play, sponsored by Allstate. Good defense here. Good hands across the board on the closest we've come to a run tonight.
Yeah, that bunt's got to get past the pitcher to the first baseman. Hedges doesn't bunt it hard enough. Hoskins makes a nice read, like Stephen Vogt said. But Drew Romo throws a strike to Miguel Vargas. Rhys Hoskins is out after a review. An awkward way to go back in. If he slides, maybe he's safe. I know what he was trying to do. He tried to take away the angle of the throw. He just didn't get back in time.
So Williams got behind Vargas but retires him. Now Montgomery with the bases empty fouls away a tough sweeper.
And by the way, people at home, I love what Rhys Hoskins did there. You never slide going back to third base if the throw is coming from the catcher. Never slide.
Why is
There you
that?
go.
Because you want to block the view of the third baseman, and if you're big and you're there, especially on a pickoff, right? Like a pickoff from the catcher to third base, never slide because it opens the lane to the third baseman from the catcher. So he did it right, he just didn't get back in time.
Unless you're out, then you should have slid.
I have no problem with what he did. I have no problem. He tried to do everything right, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Sometimes all the rights don't make it work. Right?
I tell my daughter's softball team that, but they really don't want to get hit in the back.
Understandable. With the sweeper continues to be a go-to pitch. 4th strikeout for Gavin Williams, and he gets Colson Montgomery for the 2nd time tonight.
You see that it starts like the meat fastball, thigh high, middle of the plate, and it just dives down away. It's got so much more depth than the average sweeper, though. It's just such a good pitch. I love how late it is.
He missed that by 2 feet.
Yeah, that both times he's struck out Colson with that same pitch, and both times he's missed it by the same amount. I mean, it is a nasty pitch.
Benintendi has the lone White Sox hit in this game. Gavin Williams gave up that single to Benintendi with 1 out in the 2nd. Walked Braden Montgomery to follow, and those are the only 2 base runners that Chicago has had against the young right-hander Gavin Williams. North Carolina native at 6'6", 255 pounds. He can generate a lot of velocity. Over our heads.
I want one to come in here and try to catch him. I don't think that I want it to come that fast, though.
I'm 1 for 1 in this booth catching with Hawk. I
was going to say you're here with Hawk Harrelson
day. It was going to hit him in the face, and
Well, hey,
that's right. Your reflexes may have saved Hawk that day.
Let's agree that if it comes towards me, I would like to try to catch it.
Okay.
And if it goes towards you, you would like to try to catch it.
Well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to catch it.
That's what I mean. But don't be interfering in my catch.
You don't want me to get in your visual, your vision?
We just talked about blocking the visual. Oh my goodness, that was nasty. The breaking stuff for Gavin Williams has flummoxed the Chicago lineup so far. He is fan 5 and is in control. The number 23 pick in 2021 by the Guardians is rolling. Kay for a strike to start off the 5th inning. Kay has scattered 4 Guardians hits and left 5 left on base. Gavin Williams has given up just 1 hit and 2 base runners on Cleveland's mound tonight. Boy, he now looking a little silly, swinging out of his shoes on that nasty sweeper from Kay.
We are seeing some great breaking balls tonight from both starting pitchers.
I figured Uncle Charlie would appreciate that in the booth tonight. The dirt for he now. Been fun to watch a pitcher's duel through the first 4+ so far.
Yeah, they're just, I mean, look, 1 hit allowed, 5 strikeouts. Gavin's stuff speaks for itself. But Anthony's really pitched well today. He's got out of a couple jams, a couple key strikeouts.
There's a bouncing ball to the shortstop Montgomery. Nice easy play, 1 down. We figured we'd go above and beyond for our friend AJ Pierzynski because he was talking about catching a foul ball. Above and Beyond sponsored by Jersey Mike's.
I mean, watch this, Wayno. This is what you no idea, no chance.
See, that's what I don't want to have. He's got his hand up ready to catch it. You just steal the thunder right there. Nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice catch.
Yeah. It was hard. It was hard. Sorry, my tie was on.
But I just like have a nightmare right already going in my head that I'm going to be camped up, ready, 2 hands ready, because I'm fundamentally sound. 2 hands, right?
You're 2 hand. You teach the kids.
And you're going to come out of nowhere and tip it into my nose.
No. If it's not in my area, I'm going to let it go. It's going to have to be in my general area.
What about if it's over?
I've caught 1 foul ball in my entire broadcasting careers in the minor leagues, and I would like to do it at the major league level. I've come close at the MLB level once.
Okay, so don't steal your thunder either. You want to try.
I would like to give it a shot.
Right.
I would like to give it a shot.
It's good to know your broadcast partner's preference.
Stephen Kwan will take outside. 1-2 the count.
It hurts.
It's going to sting
the hand. It stings a little bit barehanded. I'm just telling you.
Exit velocity, Ed Svita told us on that close foul ball was about 84 off the bat.
Yeah, that's a little more than I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's fair. K to Kwan, and 2-2.
But I'm definitely going to try.
Famous last words.
What happens if you tip it into your own face?
Yeah, then you know you got no one to blame but yourself.
We get the world we deserve sometimes,
That's right.
guys. Pitch count climbing. 69th offering for K is a fastball. He rears back to 97, and he has fanned Kwan swinging twice tonight. That's 4 strikeouts. 4 Ks, 4K.
It's crazy that we haven't talked about the great stuff that K has because of what Gavin's been doing, but 97 reaching back right here, fastball at the top of the zone, just right by you right there. He's got incredible stuff too.
2 up and 2 down in the 5th. First pitch swinging. Joe Adell lifts one out towards right field. Montgomery coming in, and it is Braden, the rookie, retiring his counterpart. We are halfway through on a Saturday night in Chicago. It's been a pitcher's duel. Anthony Kay for the Sox and Gavin Williams for the Guardians. He comes back out when you return. And Shields on the south side of Chicago. Right. And first pitch swinging. A fly ball off the bat of Braden Montgomery into right. So just as Adell flew out to right to end the last inning, Montgomery does so to start this inning. And Gavin Williams has now retired the last 9.
Yeah, he's been all stuff today. You see that right there. Reach back 101. Nasty sweepers. Consistently nasty sweepers. And then watch this big overhand curveball right there. But we've seen him use his sinker. We've seen him use that cutter. We've seen him. I mean, I love how he's used his sinker to get back into those strikeout counts, too. He's used it a lot on even counts today. He's frozen lefties inside with it. He's thrown a couple times to lefties away. He's thrown a couple inside to righties. But that sinker is a great pitch for him. He bagged his changeup that he threw 10% of the time that got whacked, and he bagged that. Now all of a sudden he's throwing changeup almost 20%, or sorry, sinker almost 20% of the time. He's controlling the zone, controlling the counts with it, and it's such an off brand pitch compared to everything else that's going the other way. So it just gets the hitter into a bad spot.
Falling behind Peters, 2-0. There's the breaking ball, keeping White Sox hitters off balance, 2-1.
I love his motion, though. It's slow, 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 and then he almost explodes at you at the last second. It's really nice. And plus, you know what I love most about Gavin Williams? His nickname, the Big Rig.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
6'6", 250 will earn you that name. A guy who did not get drafted out of high school. He went to East Carolina University.
The pitcher is challenging.
We'll get a challenge here as the Guardians will challenge the ball call. So a key one for Hedges. And it is going
Call is
to
correct. There's a ball. Cleveland has 1 challenge remaining.
stay a ball, and the Guardians lose their first of 2 challenges.
What I love about his motion too, AJ, is this is a guy who used to have control. He used to have control issues. But watch what he does with his plant foot. Right away, he's got it set. Right there on the rubber, he gets it set early so that he doesn't have too much motion turning and twisting. It's already set where all he has to do is get that lead leg going, and he's already in a good spot.
But he loses Peters here, so a second walk issued. This is the first time in 5 starts that Gavin Williams has had multiple walks in an outing.
Just remarkably under control for 6'5", 255. And from a guy who used to have trouble with strike zone, to be able to control it like he is now, and that's the first time he's walked 2 in 6 starts, it's really impressive.
Streak's over.
Yep. Unfortunately for Gavin Williams, but still cruising right now. He's got Chase Mydroth at the plate. 1 on, 1 out in the 5th. Guardians have had the only real threat in this game.
I love what Will said too. Will Venable said that they're going to have to grind today. He's got a great fastball, a couple of great spin breaking balls, and they're showing that today. They're working. I know that they've only walked twice, but they've had some deep counts. They've made him work.
Fayetteville, North Carolina native Gavin Williams. So he'll check over to first on Tristan Peters. Williams, as we were telling you, he stayed in state. Went to East Carolina, down the road from Fayetteville, in Greenville, about 2 hours east, where he's from originally. Big kid from a public school, went to state school for college, and turned himself into a first-round draft pick. Well, back by Mydroth, 1 and 2. And it's a line of first-round draft picks that have now all gotten to the big league level and are making an impact. Williams in 2021 was the 23rd pick. Chase DeLauder in the 22 draft, and then of course Travis Bazzana, the #1 pick in 2024. These guys are all making impacts now. There's a second disengagement, and back in safely that time is Peters under the tag of Hoskins.
You want to go watch a fun college baseball game in a great atmosphere? Go to East
ECU.
Carolina. Wow, the jungle out in the outfield. They get a little nasty now. My son played there this year. They get a little nasty.
Yep.
But they pack it. They pack that place, and the outfield with the jungle is a fun place to watch a college baseball game.
So it can't engage anymore at first base, so Peters can take off now. Mydroth fouls it off. So we just saw the second walk issued by Williams. First time in more than a month he's had that happen to him, Ken. But overall, what a turnaround from last year to this year. From 83 walks to minimizing that this year. Oh boy, look at Chase Mydroth's reaction at the end of that swing.
What do we think hurt? Is he trying to set up Gavin Williams?
Oh, back. And oh, look again. You see the look on his face again. You can see that he is in discomfort on that follow through of the swing.
I don't know. Something's bothering him. Is he shaking his left hand?
Little tapper. Mydroth hustling. Picked up by Williams. I'll get the out on Mydroth onto second base. Goes Tristan Peters, but there has to be some concern for Mydroth after those last 2 swings. He is retired. 2 down here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Drew Romo. Ken, I want to go back to you for Gavin Williams. He has turned his walk numbers completely around after leading the league last year.
That's right, Adam. And I asked him yesterday how he did that, and he said, really, it's just a shift in mindset. He knows now that his stuff is good to get any hitter now out. And what's interesting about tonight's outing, you guys have talked a lot about the breaking balls. His fastball velocity entering this inning was up almost 2 miles per hour over his season average, and he's throwing it more than he has all season long.
Kenny, it's a little Verlander-esque, right? He would save some of the stuff in his back pocket. It's not the same here with Williams being able to go to 101 just about any time he wants to, but he's easing in a lot of these fastballs at 97, 98, and then really rearing back when he needs it. What a weapon to have. Romo waits for an 0-1. Breaking ball, hammered but foul. White Sox have got very little offensively from their catcher position this year. They're dead last in catcher OPS. Romo hitting a .129. Edgar Caro hitting under 200 as well. They traded for Joey Bart earlier this week from the Atlanta Braves, but he got hurt a couple of days ago in Boston after he got hit in the hand. Kyle Teal is still on the IL with an ankle injury. And Romo goes down swinging on another Williams sweeper, his 6th strikeout through 5 innings of work. He leaves a man stranded. Duel continues into the 6th inning. Anthony Kay, after a 1-2-3-5, his first of the night. This is the heart of this Cleveland order. Chase DeLauder, the switch hitter Martinez, and then Hoskins. DeLauder, the number 16 pick in 2022 out of James Madison. So how about that? The 3 picks we talked about, Gavin Williams, Chase DeLauder, and Travis Bazzana. Williams, not highly recruited, went to a smaller school. Chase DeLauder only got 1 offer. That was from JMU. And then an Aussie out of a very good program in Oregon State. All 3 are making impacts at the big league level for Cleveland now. They haven't had a ton of production from their first-round picks. Really going back to like Francisco Lindor. You got to go back a little ways until this nice stretch from the Cleveland front office.
If you can play, they'll find you. That's all that means. Doesn't matter where you play, just play.
There's a bouncer to first. Murakami is there. A flip to Kay. 1 down. Well, DeLauder and Murakami on that play, you'll see him on this graphic, are sleeper picks sponsored by Mattress Firm. Heavy AL Central contingent for the Rookie of the Year possibilities. And, of course, Murakami's Japanese teammate at the WBC in Kaz Okamoto. And Parker Messick was outstanding last night. Murakami and DeLauder have made nice impacts. McGonigal got that hot start. He's continued to play well. Angel Martinez, little cue shot past the drawn-in Murakami, hugging the line, and he's going to gun for 2. He's been cut down trying to steal second. This time he's going to get in safely with a double with 1 out in the 6th. Cleveland's got a man in scoring position, a threat in the 6th inning.
Does that just drive you crazy as a pitcher? Would you rather have a guy hit a laser beam or a cue shot down the right field line right off the end of the bat?
Definitely didn't want him to hit a laser beam, but those are more annoying. Watch Kay's head. You could tell him, oh, look at it. He's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Those do stick with you.
64 measly miles an hour off the bat for a double for Martinez, and here's Hoskins.
Great throw right there. I thought he was going to be in there safe easily, and they made that a close play. The bare hand play, got his feet set right. Made a dart throw. Great job.
Some decent arms in the White Sox outfield. Hoskins swings and sends one out to left field. Antonacci back, turning around. Hoskins puts Cleveland on the board. He breaks the seal in the 6th. He's platooning over there at first base right now with the addition of Nate Lowe, but he's in there to hit lefties. And he took a K breaking ball out to left field to put Cleveland on the board first tonight. Closest the Guardians came earlier to scoring was when Hoskins was caught between home and third. There was no necessity for doubt on that hit. That was well struck by Hoskins. Little jam shot roller from Rocchio to Murakami, 2 down. Back to the home run.
Oh, breaking ball here that Hoskins just beats to the spot. Didn't really have a lot on it. Well, it just kind of stayed there, never got in, stayed in the middle. 392 feet, 106 EV. See, it just stays there. There wasn't really a lot of horizontal, a lot of down. It's kind of a spinner.
Yeah, and Reese is a great thigh high to knee with a break ball, especially coming into him. He's always been dangerous going out and hooking balls. You have to pitch him in, get him off those things, and then kind of tease him away, play the seesaw game with him. But if you, like AJ just said, if you leave that breaking ball thigh high in the middle of the plate, even kind of on the outer half, he loves to go out and hook those balls.
It's really what marked his tenure in Philadelphia. When he made an impact in Milwaukee when he was healthy the last couple of years, it was off of pitches like that. He can still put together some power. That's 199 career Rhys Hoskins homers now at the major league level.
Got that Dierks Bentley hair going on right now. Remember when he first came up, man, that he hit, seemed like he always was on the barrel with everything he swung at.
2-1 on Bazana. Kind of an excuse me swing. Tough play to make for the drawn in Vargas, but he works that throw to first base to finish off the sixth. But it's Rhys Hoskins, who's had a tough season relative to where he's been in his major league career, but a key shot. Kay knew it when Hoskins sent out a breaking ball to put Cleveland on top 2-0. Sam Antonacci fouls one back to start the bottom of the sixth inning. We may have just engulfed some sushi here in the broadcast booth, so our apologies.
I'm not apologizing.
I have no reason to now. It's delicious.
It's a Mooney shot.
Mooney
shot.
But okay, so when Ozzie Guillen gave his speech today, there's a clubhouse guy that works for the White Sox. His name is Mooney.
Yep.
So he's yelling, "Hey, Mooney!" Ozzie was yelling at, he was yelling at Murakami. But we all the guys that were sitting up there were like, "Why is he yelling at Mooney?" The clubhouse guy.
They have embraced Murakami in Chicago, to say the least. Tough breaking ball around the shoes, and it still had Antonacci offering. He is able to hold back.
I don't know how that missed his foot.
Jeez.
I don't know how he didn't swing.
It had to have touched the shoelace.
Man.
Right in between them and bounced over the back foot.
1-2. Antonacci, well, that one might have crossed up the catcher edges that time.
It's okay if you get crossed up. If you get crossed up this way, you can live with it. It's the other way.
Yeah.
When you're expecting a curveball
and you get the
heater, that's the one that you're not very happy about as a catcher.
And he tried the backdoor curve, just missed. So the count full now on Antonacci. Hedges has always been a glove-first catcher. Patrick Bailey's a two-time Gold Glover. And they got a couple of decent defensive catchers, to say the least, for Cleveland.
Great adjustment right there by Gavin Williams. Kind of missed big arm side up 2 times in a row with breaking balls and came back third time, made the adjustment, got his hand out of his glove a little quicker.
Payoff pitch, and you saw Williams. You could tell right towards the end of that delivery that he was gearing up for a fastball. Just the way you guys talked about his explosion towards the plate with that initial tightness on the delivery and then just going home with that quick step and explosion. Breaking ball foul. And Antonacci making it tough on Williams here.
And most times, most hitters, I would say, you know, you could, after throwing that breaking ball in, you could really saw him off big time up on his hands right here, but not with Antonacci. He loves the ball up and in. It doesn't matter how good a fastball it is.
Payoff pitch. Antonacci with a breaking ball pop-up on the left side. Occhio and Hinao are both there. It'll be Hinao to make the catch at third. Rhys Hoskins responsible for the 2-run shot in the 6th. Anthony Kay knew it when Hoskins hit it, and then between innings, the frustration for Kay, who had been going pitch for pitch with Gavin Williams up until that delivery to Hoskins.
I think he's more mad and frustrated with the home run or the doink double down the right field line.
Which made it a 2-run home run.
Yeah, the home run.
Ooh, Murakami takes 98 up and in.
Hey, don't be throwing at Mooney while we're eating our Mooney shots, okay?
So yeah, they've embraced him here in Chicago to the point where they have a sushi push pop. That is, you heard that correctly. 99 down the middle for a strike. A sushi push pop. So you got a California, what is it? Shrimp tempura and crab roll, and you put it into like a push pop and you push it back up. Murakami goes the other way towards the corner. It is off the Murakami cuts the deficit in half with another home run, his 26th.
Would you say a rally Mooney shot?
Depending on who you're rooting for.
Get the sushi push pop out. Murakami will pop one over the left field wall. He has struggled at times against fastballs, but when he makes contact, he does damage. That's what he did right there against Williams to get the White Sox on the board, and now here's Vargas.
And he's so strong. I mean, it's 1-1 count, 100-mile-an-hour sinker away from him. Didn't try to pull it, didn't try to do too much. Just took it where the pitcher gave him, took it straight down the left field line. Great hitting.
Back to the breaking ball. He freezes Vargas 1-1. Number 26 for a Rookie of the Year candidate. And Munetaka Murakami, his second home run of the series. He was a legend coming up in Japan.
Listen, a sinker down like that, to take it off the left field foul pole, that just shows you the kind of pop he has, because most left-handed hitters cannot do that.
Yeah. The reputation for power has been on display since coming to the major leagues.
It had the distance. He was just wondering if it was going to stay fair or not, and it doinked off the. Sorry, Chicago people.
It's a single doink. It's fine, right?
Not a double doink.
Breaking ball, boy. Vargas has had a lot of trouble with the curve.
Well, there's just no way to look for that, too. 3-1, a guy who throws as hard as he does. Great execution right there. Vargas was probably thinking about tying the game right there.
Payoff pitch to Vargas. Breaking ball again, and he fights it off. Murakami signed a 2-year deal. He had actually signed an extension in Japan with Yakult, his team out there. And because he signed that extension, he was pretty much allowed to go wherever he wanted to when he did get posted for Major League Baseball. Vargas skies one through the haze and smoke of the fireworks and out of play foul. Murakami broke Sadaharu Oh's home run record for a single season by a Japanese-born player in Japanese baseball. You put your name with Sadaharu Oh, that is amongst one of the greatest players to ever play the game in this world. Mike Vasil, the injured pitcher right now, he's loving it. The magic wand for Murakami, and Williams, the one problem he's had has been giving up the home run ball. That's past both Hinao and Rocchio. Big turn by Vargas, and he'll settle for a 1-out single. And Chicago has the tying run on base, looking to rally in the 6th.
Here they come. Here comes the White Sox. Gavin Williams has been so good, and it's amazing how one home run, one swing can just change everything. The stadium is energized. The White Sox are energized, and that's just perfect placement by Vargas.
So here is Carl Willis. Trying to settle Gavin Williams down, as he's done for so many great pitchers in his coaching career. Well, tomorrow on Fox, the stars of IndyCar going full throttle as they look to chase down Alex Palou in the Portland race tomorrow at 4 Eastern, only on Fox. Now Colson Montgomery with the tying run aboard. He has struck out twice against Williams today. 6 Ks for Williams. He's had Montgomery fooled a couple of times. He's not hit right-handers well, but his philosophy, Montgomery, has just been try to hit the shortstop, try to line one over the shortstop's head. Vargas has some speed at first. A gapper may be able to tie this game for Montgomery and Chicago. Colin Holderman, who has had a fantastic season, is loosening up in the Cleveland bullpen behind Gavin Williams, who's approaching 100 pitches. Inside, and it's 2-0.
Big pitch right here, obviously, for so many reasons. Colson Montgomery, one swing to give the White Sox the lead. I'm going to be interested in pitch selection here for Gavin Williams. He's really been able to control the sweeper breaking ball. Colson Montgomery has missed it by feet. Do you challenge him with 100, or do you throw the sweeper, the pitch you've been relying on the entire game?
Fastball blows it by him. Pickoff attempt at first, and back in safely Vargas. Hedges has picked off 4 this year. And he was trying to get a quick second out and empty the bases.
Love this. Swing through. That's when you throw as a catcher. Oh, no, he was in there. Good play. Good throw, though, by Hedgie. Just keep them on their toes.
There's the sweeper. 2-2 the count.
I mean, if you're Gavin Williams right here, you might give him 3 more of those in a row without throwing another pitch. I mean, I know he's already got him with the fastball up as well, but it's just such a hole down there right now that he's exposed.
Do you, as a pitcher, when you see that, you say, I just got to throw another one?
Yeah.
Just throw another one in the same spot. He's missing those by feet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got to prove to me that he can hit that pitch.
Or lay off of it.
Or lay it, yeah, and if he lays off of it, then maybe you go somewhere else, but he hasn't yet.
Check over to first. Back in safely Vargas. Another close game between Cleveland and Chicago this season. Played a bunch of one-run games this year against one another. They've split the season series 4-4 so far. 100th Williams pitch is just a little bit high and just a couple miles an hour shy of 100.
Now here's the same question to you, AJ. 3-2 right here. He hasn't laid off of it yet. I still think you go back to it.
I'm throwing slider here. It's been his best pitch all night. I'm throwing a slider, ball, strike to ball. That was a strike to strike.
Yep.
Throw the one, throw it a little bit down. He's going to miss it. He's obviously going to swing at it.
Wayno, you've been calling it for that back foot sweeper potentially.
Yes. Yeah, I think if he starts this middle in and breaks it back foot, I think he swings at it every time.
2-1 game, 1-on-1 out in the 6th. Oh, he went with the heat. It gets the out. 99.
But see, I also never had 99
sure
in my back pocket to like go back to that, but what a luxury.
On the 102nd pitch he throws, he gets a 7th strikeout on that fastball. And it's the last pitch that Gavin Williams will throw tonight. Another excellent outing in what has been a stretch of great outings from the former first-round pick. The tying run is at first for Chicago. 2 down in the 6th as the Guardians go to the pen.
Well, there's a lot of infection in there, Timmy. You're doing really
Bourbonnais, Illinois born Colin Holderman will step in with the tying run for Chicago at first. 2 down in the 6th. And Andrew Benintendi will take a strike right on the outside edge. Holderman, who began the season at AAA Columbus, has been excellent out of this Cleveland bullpen, which has been better than league average and has not had to put a ton of stress on itself because of how good overall the starting rotation for the Guardians has been. Didn't finish 6th, but Williams scattered just 3 hits, a rare 2-walk outing, and he still struck out 7. Responsible for the tying run at first. A strike from Holderman to Benintendi, and at 96 he pours it in to get ahead.
2 things Gavin Williams will be disappointed with. It'll be the walks, right, Wayno? And not being able to get through the 6th inning.
Yep.
But they'll give the White Sox a little credit. They had some long at bats, fouled off some pitches, kind of ran his pitch count up on him.
Yeah, it was the longest inning he had was this 6th inning. Whoa, back foot breaking ball got a piece of Benintendi. He did not swing, so he gets hit. And now the tying run is in scoring position. In Miguel Vargas, Benintendi now represents the go-ahead run here in the 6th inning.
Owie.
We've had a lot of owies in this game between foul balls off the body and some hit batsmen. said it. Williams was still gunning it at 99 at the end of his outing. Look at the sweat on the bill of the cap. This was a hard-working night. This is not an uncomfortable night in Chicago. That's just Gavin Williams working hard. But now he leaves it in the hands of Holderman in the bullpen. Tying run at second, 2 down for Braden Montgomery. Holderman deals outside.
It reminded me of my old teammate Chris Carpenter used to sweat like that. I could never understand that on night like tonight. Just, I guess people sweat like that. Doesn't really matter what the climate is.
Breaking ball, and Montgomery looking silly on a sweeper.
That's a lot of sweat. It's a lot of sweat, and this is a big swing right here.
It's a lot of sweep right there.
Yeah, he's trying to make this game 4-2 with that one swing. Holderman, nice pitch.
1-1. Rips in a fastball low.
See, I love what Austin Hedges does. As a veteran guy, how many times you see a guy take a huge swing at a pitch that's on a strike? He always tries to back it up with a heater, because the hitter's thinking, well, I don't want to look silly swinging at a bad pitch again. Boom, fastball. But in this at bat, he missed, and now it's 2-1. If he throws that first strike, Montgomery has no chance, because he's thinking, I don't want to look foolish on the slider.
It's about the widest speed differential you're going to get with Holderman, right?
But it's not about the speed, it's about the thought process of the hitter.
Okay. Back to the sweeper.
See, so he takes the big swing. I would not be surprised right here if Hedgie goes, boom, fastball, tries to throw it, obviously wants to throw a first strike, and can get him looking, because Montgomery's thinking, I don't want to look bad on another slider.
2-2 pitch, and a sweeper comes flying in on the left leg of Braden Montgomery now. Back-to-back hit batsman for Colin Holderman, who's just beside himself at this point. He's lost back-to-back hitters in Benintendi and Montgomery. The bases are now loaded. Vargas moves up to third as the tying run.
Just tried to do too much. He already had him swinging and missing. Just tried to bury it in there. He buried it in there.
Buried in the back leg.
In his quad.
So Holderman, who typically has had very good control, except for the hit batsman. He's let go a few of them now. What is it up to, 6 this season? So with all those good numbers, he's still hit a half dozen guys. There's the tying run, Vargas. So that'll bring up Tristan Peters with the bases loaded. Peters only played 4 games at the big league level last year. Has now found just about a full-time role, although now he'll platoon with Brenton Doyle, the excellent defender out in center. He's had all these milestone moments. In fact, he hit for the cycle and then was named an all-star within 12 hours.
And he had his first baby.
An incredible personal note as well.
Yeah, that's not even on the stat board there. He also had his first child. I think he has a 4 or 5 month-year-old.
Elaine, yeah, his daughter Elaine. He and his wife Erin and Elaine traveled to a bunch of the games, and boy, they have been treated to a fun season. For Tristan Peters, who's got a chance to tie the game and maybe give the White Sox the lead. And he fouls away the first fastball from Holderman.
He broke up that no-hitter with a home run in the 9th too, if I recall that right, against the Dodgers.
It was Yamamoto who was bidding for one. White Sox top 7 in homers. They've had a bunch of grand slams this year. A chance for another. Peters ropes one towards the gap, left center field, and Chicago will take the lead. Vargas is in, Benintendi's behind him. Stop sign for Montgomery at third, and Tristan Peters' magical season continues. Three to 2 White Sox in the 6th. And Williams' excellent outing now goes for naught.
Sinker out over the plate. Tristan Peters hammers his ball into left center field gap. I'm actually surprised that Braden Montgomery did not score on this ball, or at least did not try to score him. I understand why they didn't, but I thought with 2 outs, Gavin Williams obviously doesn't like it, but I thought with 2 outs they'd take a chance right there. You never knew that Rokia was going to drop the relay throw, but it was a chance for them to score another run.
So now it's Mydroth at the plate. Peters at second. Montgomery at third. White Sox have taken the lead in the 6th inning. There's a strike. Just clipped the outside edge. Foxbox had it a little wide. Would have been an interesting challenge. And now 0-2 the count on Mydroth. Breaking ball fouled back, a little lower than us this time.
Almost.
I wonder, AJ, just about Montgomery, how was he moving on that play? Because he just got hit in that left leg. I wonder if he was feeling a little stiff going into third base.
He looked like he was rolling pretty good when he was going from first to third, so I think he's all right.
Inside, and it's 1-2 on Mydroth.
And the crowd reacts so positively to that one. If he would have hit his third batter this inning.
He's not trying to, we can tell you that. My gosh. Holderman came in with 1 on and 2 outs. Hit back-to-back batters before the Peters double to score 2. Mydroth reaches out, pokes it to right. Adele coming on. It's fair. It's down. 2 runs will score, and the White Sox have extended the lead. It's 5-2 in the 6th. Murakami home run shifted the energy in the building. You pointed it out then, AJ.
One swing can change everything. That home run changed Gavin Williams, and this one Chase Mydroth. What a knock!
Man, that's 6 inches off the plate right there.
Holderman has been so good. He is out. Williams has been so good. He's going to have a no decision. It's 5-2 Chicago.
Chevy drivers across America will do a lot in the next.
From Mike Vassell, a 26-year-old pitcher who had Tommy John this year. Murakami's homer started it off, and the Sox have since scored 4 more with 2 outs. Now it's the lefty Eric Sabrowski out of the Cleveland pen to try to put out the fire against Drew Romo, the light-hitting catcher.
I just love what the White Sox have done tonight, though. This is great winning baseball. They battled one of the best pitchers in baseball who's on an absolute heater right now.
To center field, waiting for it, Kwan. He's got it, and that will retire the side. It started with a Murakami homer against Williams, then 4 more with 2 outs. A 5-run outburst for Chicago. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan the QR code or MLBshop.com. Murakami, part of a 5-run White Sox 6th inning, putting the Chicago bullpen on display. And Jordan Hicks, who since coming back off of an injury earlier this year to his lat, has been outstanding. He was one of 7 relievers that the White Sox had to use in what was a marathon game against the Boston Red Sox, the hottest team in baseball, on Thursday. He gave up runs in that outing. Prior to that, it was 15 straight scoreless appearances. Gave up just 1 run in that wild game Thursday. Red Sox ended up sweeping Chicago at Fenway Park this week. The Guardians were swept by the Mets at home. Both these teams came in on losing streaks. So now with a right-hander in, Patrick Bailey, the other half of the catching duo for Cleveland with Austin Hedges, he climbs in. 2-time Gold Glover goes down swinging on a nasty sinker from Hicks. 1 down to the 7th.
Is that a change or a split right there?
Oh yeah, that's a split. That's clearly a split.
But 92 looked exactly like his fastball coming out of the hand. Just dived. How do you hit that, AJ?
You don't swing at it. Easier said than done.
That's right.
Because it looks like a strike for so long.
So here is he now in at third base, Vargas, and he now fouls it away. And if you're just joining us, no Jose Ramirez in the lineup tonight. He has sat a few times this week as he continues to nurse that sore hamate bone, the wrist issue that took him out for 5 weeks back in mid-June. Inside. That's what Jordan Hicks is known for. The numbers since returning from the injury have not been good, and Jose has talked about the discomfort he continues to feel in that area of his body. He now sends a high fly ball to right field, sending Montgomery to the wall. It is gone. First major league home run for Angel Hinao. And it comes in Chicago in the 7th to cut the deficit down to 2. First week in the big leagues, first major league home run for the 22-year-old Dominican.
Well, breaking ball that now just hits it high. I didn't know this ball was going to make it. It just seemed like it hung in the air forever. Backspun a breaking ball. That's a nice way to hit a home run.
Back to the top of the order in Kwan, who is hitless in 3 trips. It's only 98 miles an hour off the bat. That trajectory, though, got it over the wall. It's a guy who is crushing pitching at AAA and got the promotion this week. He can play multiple positions. He already has on the infield. And now he gets his first major league home run. Kwan takes a strike, close pitch, and it's 1-2. Kwan has not struck out 3 times in a game this season. He's fanned twice tonight.
Can't imagine he struck out 3 times in a game in his career very often.
Nope. Roller back up the middle, and it's through. A base hit for Kwan. A 2-strike single with 1 out here in the 7th, and now the tying run will come to the plate for Cleveland. Back to the homer.
He knew it right away. Just a backspin, like AJ said, backspin that breaking ball that's the top of the zone. Jordan's 3rd best pitch right there in that situation. But he knew right away.
Now here's Joe Adell. Strokes one down the right field line towards the corner. Montgomery can't get there. And it one hops to the fence. Speed from Kwan. He's going to get a big stop sign at third from Douglas Odor. Good job by Montgomery to flag that ball down and hurry it back. Because otherwise, Kwan, who's got speed, was looking to fly home. Instead, probably the smart move from Odor with a potential big inning brewing. The tying run is in scoring position for Cleveland on an Adele double. Just his third hit with Cleveland in 5 games.
Nice piece of hitting. Ball off the plate, shoots it down the right field line, and Cleveland is right back in business.
So it'll be the lefty Sean Newcomb coming in to try to put out this fire. Innings, only 2 homers allowed, an ERA under 2.8. Lefty on lefty with the rookie DeLauder. The first pitch swing on a fastball is fouled away. 1-out single from Kwan and a 1-out double from Adele. Both of those following the solo home run from Henao. Now the tying run at second. Inside on DeLauder, it's 1-1.
Remember how the Murakami home run changed the energy in this stadium? It's like the Henao homer has done the same for the Guardians, right? Now, you have to get hits after that, but here they are, one swing away from tying this game.
All the way 1-2. Weird ricochet on that Adele double played by Braden Montgomery. It's about as good as you can play it with all these weird bounces.
Didn't it it looked like it hit the net. The first bounce looked like it might have gone over. Tough to see.
Newcomb with a breaking ball. He just froze DeLauder for a clutch pitch. 2 down to the 7th. We have seen some unreal breaking pitches between these two staffs tonight.
Ooh, DeLauder, buckle up, son. That is one of them breaking pitches that starts at almost at your face, and you just don't know. You panic because you think it's going to hit you, and it goes right over the plate.
And a backdoor breaking ball clips the corner. Boy, Martinez thought about challenging it. Cleveland only has 1 challenge with which to work. Instead, he'll opt against it on the first pitch of the at-bat. 0-1 on Martinez, who single-handedly won the game for Cleveland yesterday. Fouls that one back, and it's 0-2 here in the 7th. 2 on, 2 out in a 2-run game. A 2-game spread between these two teams in the American League Central. Oh, 2. Just fought off that tough curve. The 0-2 again. Is a fastball pumped to center field. Peters ranging back at the track. He's got it, and the inning is over. Martinez gave it a ride, but Newcomb leaves a couple of Guardians stranded. It's 5-3. Cleveland, it's 5-3 Chicago here on the south side, delivering the win, sponsored by DQ. Nobody has delivered more victories over the last 6 weeks than the Boston Red Sox, who swept Chicago at Fenway Park this week, including a wild extra inning affair on Thursday night. Sam Antonacci didn't make a whole lot of friends in Boston after his interaction with Contreras this week. The Guardians bullpen goes to its second lefty. Sobrowski got him out of the 6th. Now Tim Herron with that funky delivery, the arms flailing towards home. He's behind Antonacci 2-0. Antonacci 0 for 3 tonight. Now facing the lefty. He bangs one on the ground to first for Hoskins. 1 down. Murakami, who started the White Sox rally in the 6th. Both starters were solid, but neither will record a decision tonight. Williams and Kay. Strike one to Murakami on a fastball down the middle. His 26th home run as a major league rookie in the 6th inning. Played some catcher coming up when he was in high school in Japan. He's mostly been a corner infielder as a professional. Has played all first base at the major league level along with DHing. He had a massive 2022 season where he broke that Sadaharu O record. He was already talking about wanting to come to Major League Baseball and make an impact. Had to wait a few more years, but ended up signing for 2 years with Chicago. Homered in his big league debut in a blowout loss against Milwaukee. And has put together a fantastic season. A 3-1. Up and in, and he draws a walk. He's been a 3-outcome guy. Walk, strikeout, or homer. This time it's a walk. See the mural they've put together here at Rate Field. That's your old buddy, right, AJ?
Yeah, Leo and I.
Close personal friend, Pope Leo the 14th.
We go way back.
Chicago native, Villanova grad, and the first American-born Pope. And you got a chance to meet him earlier this year. Obviously, as a young Catholic boy growing up, that was a big deal for you.
It was, and just the fact that he was a White Sox fan. And by the way, I'm not going to say it, but I do have the same suit on tonight. I did that on purpose.
It's your Pope suit.
That's
We're going to call it your Pope suit now.
My Pope suit.
Vargas grounds one to third. Could be two. Now to Bazana to first, and they get a crucial double play behind Heron. Murakami got on base. Vargas hits into the double play, waiting to see if there's going to be any challenge. And Will Venable is going to challenge.
The call in the field is out. Chicago is challenging.
Looked like the ball just beat him to me.
I thought he was out from the replays that we've already shown. But I've seen crazier things overturned. Vargas thinks he's out.
Might as well take a shot there. Can't see his heel, but
If the assumption is the heel is elevated off the bag on that particular shot, then it would be out. He now smooth on that throw, and a nice transfer and turn by Bazana. Throw was on the money.
he's out.
And again, if it's not indisputable video evidence to overturn it, you stick with the call in the
After
field.
review, the call in the field stands. The runner's out. Chicago will lose their challenge for the remainder of the game.
So they could not ascertain that it was a clear-cut safe. It is out. It's a double play, and the inning is over. That is the official Pope seat now, by the way. That's section 140. 19 seat 2. They're giving away the Pope hat here on Tuesday at Rate Field.
Some of us that already have met the Pope, we might have access to him already, Svita.
Reese Hoskins flips one out to right. Montgomery cannot make the catch. And Hoskins is aboard to start the 8th inning against Brian Hudson. For Cleveland, tying run will come to the plate.
Great effort by Braden Montgomery right here. Hoskins' ball gets in on him. He tries, and it initially looked like he caught it. Oh, inches.
Hoskins aboard for the 3rd time tonight. A walk, a homer, and now this single that was nearly snared by Montgomery. The tying run to the plate now in Rocchio. We have to show this, if only for the meme potential for all of you internet whizzes out there. That is AJ
Popin ain't easy.
Popin ain't easy. The very famous saying somewhere in the King James
It's gotta
Bible.
be famous somewhere.
I think that was somewhere in the Old
It is
Testament.
now. It's a thing.
Popin ain't easy, Matthew 7:13 or whatever it was. You know,
That's
you know
really,
the verse.
did you just come up with that?
Well, I was going to use it as a caption when I
Eventually post this
That's
somewhere.
really clever.
Poplio, but my family said that was a bad caption, so I couldn't use it.
Might be bad karma. Who knows?
But I will say this: do you know what this hat is called?
I do actually don't
Pope
know
hat.
what it is other than Pope hat.
It's M-I-T-R-E. So I don't know if it's a
Mitre? Is that what it
mitre.
is?
But then there was Sergio Mitre, who had the same
Sure,
spelling.
that's a good point.
So I don't know.
Mitre sounds more papal to me,
Yeah, I think it's a I think
more Roman.
you're it's a mitre. I really do.
You think it's a mitre?
I do.
I think it's a mitre if you're pronouncing it from South Georgia. I think it's a Mitre if you're from Rome.
Brian Hudson is on.
Got one of them mitre hats.
The lefty dealing with the switch hitting Rocchio, and a check over to Hoskins at first base. Hudson at 6'8". That long frame. We talked about bullpens having to put fires out. Hudson has talked about that. That's the mentality he takes. It's our job as relievers to be firemen. When we're called upon, it's our time to step up. White Sox bullpen has been a strength, especially for a rotation that hasn't typically had long outings. And obviously the weirdness of Noah Schultz being pulled last night contributes to that a little bit. But overall, White Sox second to last in rotation innings pitched this year. Fouled away by Rocchio.
We haven't done a game here on Fox at the White Sox. It's been a bit. It's been a minute, and none this year. And we got to come here today, and we were obviously all in the White Sox clubhouse. I'd never seen Brian Hudson up close. He is a monster.
Yep.
He walked by and he towered over you, Wayno, and you're a big fella.
6'8", 220 coming home. Rocchio strokes it out to right. Easier play this time for Montgomery for the first out. Hoskins back to first. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. You can enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. MLB.com/Journey to 30 sweeps. And now Jose Ramirez, who is getting a day off of his feet. Not starting today, dealing with that sore wrist, has not had an extra base hit since coming back from the surgery. He's going to get an opportunity here in the 8th inning with 1 out. So a quick scouting report with Hudson. This will be for Travis Bazzana's spot in the 7th spot in the Cleveland order. We'll take a look at our Fisher Investments player profile on one of the all-time great Cleveland Guardians, future Hall of Famer Jose Ramirez.
Incredible player, incredible out, incredible presence in the middle of that lineup, and a great third baseman. One of the most underrated players in our game for years now. I say that every year, maybe not underrated anymore. Everybody knows his greatness, but if Cleveland's going to get back in this race and pass, I shouldn't say back in it, they're in it. If they're going to pass the White Sox, they're going to need him full strength, Jose Ramirez.
100%. They need him to get back. I've had a hamate. It takes a while to come back. The surgery, the hamate bone surgery. And most guys you see come back have a hard time with power. And that's kind of where Jose Ramirez is right now. He's trying to get some hits. It's sore, but you really lose your power. Especially, I think it was his left one this time.
Yep.
So hitting right-handed, it's your bottom hand, and it's on the knob of the bat. And you see, since he's come back, slug, he's only hit singles.
He had a right hamate bone injury about 6 years ago. He lifts one into left field. Looked like he had to muscle that one just to get it into the air for Antonacci. And there are 2 down. Kenny, you talked with Jose over the course of the last couple of days. Give me a sense of the recovery process.
Well, Adam, it varies for different hitters. Some take 4 weeks, some take 8 weeks. He came back in 5, and he told me yesterday that it was probably too soon. But Jose Ramirez understands his meaning to the Cleveland Guardians, and he said, hey, I know how much they need me, and I have to play.
He's played almost 1,700 regular season games and 45 playoff games with Cleveland, the 7-time All-Star. Patrick Bailey came in to pinch hit for Austin Hedges and took over behind the plate. Traded from San Francisco in May, a former first-round draft pick. He sends a fly ball out to right. Montgomery backing. And he's got it, inning over. Hudson throws a scoreless 8th out of the Chicago bullpen. White Sox lead the Guardians by 2. Start of the night was marked by the jersey retirement of the number 13 for Ozzie Guillen, former White Sox shortstop and World Series winning manager. The replica exploding scoreboard has Ozzie 13 up there in center field at right field. Guardians scored twice in the 6th. White Sox answered with 5. Guardians got a run back in the 7th. He now homer. 5-3 Chicago, bottom of the 8th. Still Tim Herron with a couple of lefties due up in Montgomery and then Benintendi. And the switch hitter Braden Montgomery. Ball and a strike on the White Sox shortstop, who was fanned 3 times tonight. Indiana native, almost went to IU to play both baseball and basketball. Superstar basketball player in the state of Indiana. He's going to be a walk-on for the basketball team at IU and then play baseball, but then he got drafted, of course. Number 22 in the 2021 draft by Chicago.
I don't know how you can do basketball and baseball. They're in the same, kind of the same
little overlap.
Yeah. Because if IU's generally, well, they used to be really good at basketball. It goes till March Madness. And baseball starts in January, February. So that would be, you'd miss a lot of baseball time. I think he made the right decision.
Yeah. I guess you can now say notable football school, Indiana University.
True.
2-2 pitch is outside. Montgomery's made some of those comparisons to Indiana football. Again, Indiana for a long time was like one of the worst college football programs. They had the most losses. Obviously, it's an old program. Most losses in college football history. And then here are the White Sox, 124 losses just a couple of years ago. And then the rejuvenation. And he rolls one past the second baseman, but it's now Hinao at second. That's through for a base hit. Hinao at second. Ramirez stays in the game at third base defensively. And the White Sox with a 5-3 lead. It'll be a 2-game lead on Cleveland. Twins lost to Milwaukee earlier today, so they drop back another half game. Will Venable's team trying to extend their lead on Cleveland a full game with a win tonight. Guardians looking to make a comeback and push that deficit down to 1 game. Stephen Vogt is going to come out. It'll be a pinch runner at first on the other side and a new pitcher for Cleveland.
School is
So Matt Festa comes in for the Cleveland bullpen. Can pitch in any situation at any time. He's in with a runner at first and nobody out, and a toss over to the new pinch runner. That's Luis Angel Acuna. Got a utility glove and a lot of speed. He's over there pinch running for Colson Montgomery, who singled. Festa's in. Benintendi's spot was due up. It's a pinch hitter. It's Randall Grichuk. Acuna goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw down to second base gets away. Acuna having trouble getting up. He finally does and sprints into third base. A steal and an error. And now the White Sox have an insurance run waiting at third. Bailey's throw off target.
That's a tough error. I'm sorry. This ball has to be caught. He catches it. He's out. It hit him in the helmet.
A strike. The hitter's challenging a call.
And we have a challenge on the strike call. This is a perfect throw by Bailey. You got to catch that ball. I'm sorry. That ball. That's an out. That's a big. I guess he hit his helmet.
And he now just moved over to second base in that last half inning, or in this half inning, I should say, when Ramirez took over at third. Now the challenge on the pitch. It was called a strike.
Calls overturning to the ball. Chicago has 2 challenges remaining.
And
that's got to be so
Bailey gets it
nerve-wracking
right
for middle infielders, catching that ball from the catcher with a full-speed slide coming into your tag.
Yeah. But it's frustrating for a catcher because you're thinking, I threw that dude out.
There's a strike to Grichuk, 1-1. Infield is in. The shortstop Rocchio sliding. Excellent play, and he's able to get Grichuk. Not an easy play, but Rocchio is one of the best defenders at any position in baseball. He's able to knock that ball down 104 miles an hour off the bat of Grichuk.
Yeah, that ball was smoked. He's almost behind him before he could catch it. Wherewithal to look the runner back. Good base running, too.
Infield still in for Braden Montgomery, who takes a strike.
With no outs, that ball, you just have to see it through. You can't be on first contact, obviously, there. Great base running. Great play by Short.
Acuna waits at third. In there for a strike. Off balance Montgomery that time. Good sweeper from Festa.
Well, they flooded Montgomery with sweepers all day today, and he's actually had some really good at bats, taking some close pitches.
Use time here. Festa home. And Montgomery shoots it through the left side to score another Chicago run at 6-3 as Acuna comes home. Single, steal, error, base hit, 6-3.
Lovely didn't try to do too much, huh?
Great piece of hitting right there. Just gets the ball out over the plate, infield's in, slaps it to left. RBI single. What a great feeling as a hitter.
Now Tristan Peters with 1 on and 1 out, and that one came inside and got him on the elbow pad. Bunch of hit batters in this game, and this Cleveland bullpen has had some issues at times with the control this evening. Vogt and Venable, the young managers in their dugouts. An AL Central matchup with very tight space between the clubs. They still have to play 3 more games against one another.
On the field is ball, catcher's challenging.
Got a Bailey challenge again here. I'll be flipped to a strike.
Cleveland has 1 challenge remaining.
Bailey, a 2-time Gold Glover, an excellent defensive catcher. He and Hedges, very good framers, especially at the bottom of the zone. Bailey's got the better arm. He's got one of the best arms in baseball from behind the plate. Bunt shown by Chase Meidroth back to the mound. And that throw is going to hit Meidroth, and that's going to allow another run to come in and score. They're going to wave that. That should be a dead ball, though, right? Did it hit him? Let's see.
Interference. They're going to call interference.
They're going to say interference.
They're going to say he was out of the runner's lane.
And Meidroth is incredulous, as is Venable, who's going to come out and ask about it. So if it's interference, everybody's going to go back.
This is one of the, how do I say this nicely, dumbest rules in baseball. You have to run in fair territory to touch the base. You cannot, especially as a right-handed hitter, you run in fair territory. They're going to call him out for being outside the runner's lane, but you have to be outside the runner's lane to touch first base. So first of all, he slips, whoop, throws, makes a terrible throw, but see how he's inside the line?
Sure.
Now he's way inside the line, and Rhys Hoskins had no chance. But you have to run inside. He's way inside though, so that's pretty easy call for the home plate umpire, Andy Fletcher.
That throw was gone though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
So it's 2 outs. Runners go back. It's first and second now. And here is Romo. Romo picked in the same draft as Patrick Bailey behind the plate for Cleveland. He swings and sends a fly ball down the right field line towards the corner. It is going to be a foul ball. Waited for the signal there from Alex Tosi. A little bit of suspense for a moment, but a foul. Ball disappeared into the corner there. Adele.
Oh, he had it.
He had it. Oh, wow. Remember, Joe Adele has been one of the more adept home run robbers, especially in that right field corner. Had 3 home run robberies against Seattle in one game earlier this year. He nearly held on to that one, which would have been the final out of the 8th. Instead, new life for Romo. Takes a breaking ball and pops it up. Bermuda Triangle area. It'll be the center fielder, Kwan, there to make the catch. So the run does not score due to the interference. It's a 3-run game to the 9th. Last chance for the Guardians. Game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Grant Taylor is in for the 9th inning. Some defensive changes behind him. Run across for the White Sox in the bottom of the 8th. That second run did not count because of the interference out on my draw. So now Taylor comes in with a save chance. White Sox flipped their bullpen. Sir Anthony Dominguez had led the way in saves. He was dealt to Seattle in the Luis Castillo trade. Castillo came back, made his debut in Boston on Thursday with 4 innings. Foul away. Taylor has been one of the best relievers for the White Sox. 78 strikeouts in almost 60 innings. Guy who did not even pitch an inning at AAA before coming up to the big league level. Faces Anel Hinao, who got his first major league home run back in the 7th. At the time, made it 5-3. 2-2 on the rookie. Acuna is at short, stays in the game. Peters moves to left field, taking Antonacci's spot. And Brenton Doyle, a 2-time Gold Glover, recently acquired, is now in center field.
On the field is ball, catcher's challenging.
Well, Romo tried to frame that back for a strike. It was called a ball. He's going to challenge it.
It's close.
Very close, but it's going to stay a ball.
One challenge remaining.
One thing about the White Sox, ABS, they don't want to go home with them. They will challenge everything. They challenge almost, I don't know what the stats are, but it feels like they challenge more than any other team.
Towards third, and that's over the head of a leaping Vargas into left field. A base hit for Hinao. So a 2-hit night, his second multi-hit game already at the big league level. And he is aboard to try to get something going. The top of the Cleveland order is up with 1 on and nobody out against Taylor.
That guy can hit.
Yeah.
He just looks like he can hit.
I'm trying to figure out who he reminds me of, because it's a very familiar looking swing and follow through.
I don't know who it is, but whoever it is, he can hit. Now you watch guys, you see him early in their career. That guy can hit.
Yeah.
He just looks like he can hit.
Very hitterish.
There's Kwan back at the top, taking a close pitch. Well-placed fastball by Taylor for a strike. A single and a couple of strikeouts for Kwan. Two teams will play each other 3 more times in a series in Cleveland next month. Obviously, they'll play the finale of this series tomorrow. Nice breaking ball. That 12-6 from Taylor for a strike. Chicago trying to snap a 4-game skid. Up 6-3 in the 9th. Kwan muscles one up the third base line and just foul. As we told you, Minnesota lost to Milwaukee earlier today. Cleveland will face Minnesota for 1 more series. White Sox have 2 more series against the Twins. Kwan lifts a fly ball to center for Doyle. Excellent glove out there, makes the catch. 1 down. Both of these clubs still have to play Detroit for a couple of more series as well. And nobody, just about everybody's still in it in the American League. Only a few teams you can kind of say, all right, they're done. Got a lot of teams, 3-4 games within the wild card race still, with about 40+ games left as Adele takes a strike.
Well, the Angels, right? They're out of it.
Athletics,
Royals.
Angels, Royals, and that's it. Everybody else is in it. Adele fouls one. It's 0-2. Right, Toronto started the day 3.5 out. They were selling at the deadline. They're still in it. The Tigers sold at the deadline. They're still within the division race right now with all these games still to play against Cleveland, Minnesota, and Chicago. Adele pops one up, fouling out of play. As Grant Taylor has stepped in here in the 9th. He was going to be LSU's ace ahead of Paul Skeens when he was coming up through the college ranks. He went down with an injury during his LSU tenure. That one gets away from the catcher Romo, and that will allow Hinao to reach second base. So a man in scoring position with 1 out.
Whoa. In front of the plate. Not much Romo can do, especially the way that ball came up on him.
Big hop. 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball left side. Tough hop snared by Vargas. They'll get the out and then cover third. 2 away here in the 9th inning.
Great play. That was a tough hop. That ball's top spinning, and he just times the short hop right away.
Well, what he does best, he moves his feet, and see how he attacks that ball, and he gets the short hop. If he goes back, he gets a tweener.
Yeah.
And if he, so he charges that ball just enough to where he can get the short hop. That was really nice footwork by Miguel Vargas.
So now it's Chase DeLauder, last chance for Cleveland. Tying runs on deck. DeLauder with a breaking ball to Murakami to finish the game. And the White Sox snap their skid and extend their lead on Cleveland in the division with a 6-3 victory. Murakami started the Chicago rally in that 5-run